Hey everybody, I'm Brittney Hiller and I am a yoga teacher, 200 hour, plus the founder of Effervescence Yoga Studio and Spa in Beaufort, South Carolina. Today I want to discuss with you how to effectively do a downward facing dog. So I've been practicing yoga since I was in high school. I was 15 years old when I began, so it's been about 20 years of practicing. And I want to discuss with you today how to do downward facing dog effectively. So what happens is that you might notice is people are often posting these pictures where they look like this in their downward dog, right? It's like an extreme V in their down dog, and that's great and everything. However, not all of us are in that space in our body to be able to make that complete inverted V. So I want you to understand that downward dog is accessible for you regardless of your ailment. So what we're going to do is we're going to discuss today how to effectively hold your downward dog. So I wanted to come into this space and do this without showing you on the ground. Because what happens is we then look at the example and we think we have to be that certain way. Whereas that's not true. So instead, I'm going to walk you through it. So feel free to get out your yoga mat, get on the floor, and come onto all fours. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hands underneath your shoulders, and your knees underneath your hips. And you're going to line them up while you're on all fours on the earth. Nice. And then what you want to do is you want to begin to feel in your hands these 4 points on your hands that are pressing into the earth. So right underneath your first finger, right underneath your pinky, down to the bottom, the squishy part underneath your pinky, and your thumb, right? The squishy part of your thumb. So all 4 of these points, try to get them down into the earth. And then what's fun about that is here you are, and you're pressing so that now you have a little bit of an opening here in your palm. And the reason being for this is because what we're doing is we're taking ourselves out of our wrist and out of crushing the median nerve here, right? So often we get into down dog and we think, ow, my wrist hurts. And it's because what's happening is the pressure is being put all on the median nerve here and all on the wrist. So by pushing more into the front part of your hand, you're allowing yourself to take the pressure off of this area in your wrist and help protect it. So if you're already suffering from carpal tunnel, right, disorder, then what that's going to do is it's going to exacerbate it, and we want to avoid doing that. So I invite you to press down into these 4 corners in your hands, and then lightly press your fingers down into the earth. So instead of gripping like this, right, instead of gripping the earth, just lightly press. And then what's going to happen here is when you press up into your downward facing dog, you're going to have these points pressing into the ground, these points pressing into the ground, and these points pressing into the ground. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you then to kind of like have this suction cup feeling into the ground. So that's what you want to get with your hands. Awesome. Now the next thing I'm going to have you do, since you're still on all fours, is tuck your toes and lift your hips up to the sky. So now you're in down dog, right? You're pressing actively into the earth. And then what I invite you to do is begin to bend one knee. So you're going to rock over to one side on your hip. And then bend the other. Cool. So then now you're just creating this like walking the dog is what we call it in yoga. You're just walking the dog, bend one knee, bend the other, and you're allowing for some movement here in your body. So you're just kind of softening into the pose instead of just going up into it and standing in this inverted V, right? And then you're probably feeling like, oh my God, all the things are stretching and it doesn't feel the best. So I don't want that for you. I want you to have ease. And effectively doing your down dog is going to create ease. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so now that you're here in your down dog, I invite you to begin to bend your knees. And so I know bending my knees, but wait, if I bend my knees, I'm not going to look like a V. That's okay. That's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to get all of the weight out of your arms, because sometimes we get into that inverted V and we're just like this in down dog. We have our straight legs and our straight arms. We're not allowing ourselves to actually have like the entire body holding the pose, but we want that for ourselves. So as you bend your knees, you're going to begin to then lift your hips up towards the sky. And then you're going to feel your chest press towards your thighs. So you don't have to touch, but you do have this action of coming forward. Nice. And then notice now your hands, how you're pushing into the earth. Are you down in your wrists, or can you pop up off of them? Yeah. Now press down even more, and then give a little teeny bend to your elbows. Press your shoulder blades back. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. So that's that place right underneath your belly button. Feel it come up and in. And then breathe. Notice how your down dog feels. Are your knees still bent? Yeah. And then press into the ball mounds of your feet. So that's the same place as your hands here, but on your feet, right? Toes connect to foot. Push down into this area on the earth. Awesome. And then if you want to come into that straight leg, right? I love to tell people you do not have to have your heels pressing on the ground. That's when we get into this like super little down dog. And you want to have space in your down dog. So this is your head, this is your feet. You want to have space in your down dog. Yeah. So then when you bend your knees, you're pushing back into your feet. Yeah, you're allowing yourself now to get all the weight out of your arms. So if you're dumping forward, that's going to rotate your shoulders forward, create impingement and uncomfortability in your back. And you want to avoid doing that. Because why not, right? Ease in our downward dog. That's what we're looking for here today. Okay, awesome. So lower down if you're still in your down dog and you're like, okay, Brittney, relax it out. And then play with that a couple of times. So I invite you, if you want, rewatch this video and go back and trying it again with all those key points that I was sharing with you. Feel free to do that. And then, yeah, if you're watching this here on YouTube, I invite you to definitely subscribe and like our page for more awesome information. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. And comment below. Let me know how your down dog is going. I'll chat with you soon. Have a great day. Bye.